Cops have the dangerous and daunting task of putting criminals behind bars, but what happens when they have to arrest their own families?
Daddy, he's arresting me! He's arresting me! Give me your other hand.
Jesus, dude. Come on!
In this video, we've got 4 cops who had the ill fate of arresting their own family members, starting with the case of John Kovach Jr., who in April of 2020 patrolled the streets for crime, but he believed the biggest crime was his daughter's relationship with 18-year-old Makai Coleman. So one day, he traced his daughter's laptop's location, because apparently he can do that, and traced it to her boyfriend's car, and as he pulled over the car, he did not hold back.
You can get out! You're going to jail. Get out. Have a seat in my car. We'll make shit up as we go.
You can already tell from the first 8 seconds of this interaction that this is an abuse of power. He literally said, "We'll make shit up as we go," meaning he had no reasonable suspicion or probable cause to make the traffic stop. So now he has to come up with one by getting stereotypical.
Any guns, knives, weed on you? What's that?
Obviously.
Go ahead and get smart before I can do something to you even more.
Coleman wasn't the only one in the traffic stop. As you can see from the dash cam, the door opens and out comes another girl who is the daughter's friend. Luckily, before she could get in the crossfire of his personal vendetta, the stop happened to be right outside her friend's house, so her mother quickly came to the car to de-escalate and protect her daughter from Officer Kovach.
Did I tell you about the car?
On a road that flows 12. Sales advising a white female on a blue sheet, find them with a gun.
Does your dad know my daughter's in your house? Why is her computer there?
Why would your daughter be in my house?
I don't know. You don't. So if I check and you're lying to me, you're going to jail.
You could check, and I'm not lying to you.
She's getting a ticket because she wasn't wearing her seatbelt, so that's going to cost you $20.
And you know what? Get a warrant to be in my house.
That's fine. I will.
His short-tempered vendetta is now moving towards the mother and her daughter, who he claims to arrest if she's lying. You and I both know that he needs a search warrant, which can only be issued after having probable cause. In this fearful moment, the mother even consents to the search, but after listening to his seatbelt claim, she refutes it immediately and decides to speak up.
Hey, you're making this
You're being
personal.
disorderly.
How am I being disorderly?
She wasn't wearing a
I
seatbelt.
was wearing my seatbelt. You're making this personal. You want to ticket my daughter because you think your daughter is in my
No,
house.
she wasn't
So
wearing a
whatever you
seatbelt.
go is, I'm going to call 911.
The mother knows everything, so she's ready to bring down fire on Officer Kovach if he doesn't back up. So after he realizes that all this is personal, he decides to let her daughter go without a ticket. But just as he backs up from the car, he finds something moving in the back.
I didn't even see you. Get out of the car. Get in my car. Go ahead. You guys are good. Ma'am, they could go with you.
Turns out, the laptop trace did lead him to his daughter, even if it was illegal, but that's not the only thing he's about to do illegally.
Get in my car. Goodbye.
You can't take me. I am 18. You have to give me a reason. By law, why are you pushing me? Are you kidding?
Caitlin! Knock it off!
You don't want me! I know! Why you can't do this?
Yeah, she did nothing.
I'm an adult!
Get in the car. She's going to the hospital because she said she was going to kill herself Friday.
No, I didn't! I didn't!
Poor Caitlin got forced into the back of her car, and during the struggle, she said something that the Academy graduate officer didn't realize at the time. He can't force her by law. She's broken no laws and is legally an adult, so none of this is by the book. For handling this personally and not professionally, Officer Kovach was fired after an internal investigation found that he violated his department's policies. Unlike Officer Kovach, who arrested his daughter for personal reasons, this next officer's reasons were simple: her daughter's DUI.
You stop with this shit, you're arrested for DUI.
On December 28, 2022 in New Jersey, a witness spotted a white sedan hitting a traffic light pole and evading. One piece of evidence was part of the bumper missing, so after nearly 15 minutes, the officers found a bumperless sedan at a gas station just across the road. And the person coming out of the car was the last person the officer expected.
Come back from Applebee's?
Yeah, I had a drink.
Okay. How old are you?
21. My dad is,
Listen, your bumper's in the road over there. Did you just hit that pole?
No, I promise I did not.
No?
A few minutes into questioning, she immediately brings up her sheriff officer father as if that's going to do any help for her.
You left Applebee's.
Yeah, I left Applebee's.
You cut through the plaza. You came out by Lowe's and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Did you hit the traffic pole that's right
No, I
there?
did not hit the traffic pole. This part was hanging off already. I hit a deer in Pennsylvania because I go to school in
Do you smoke marijuana recreationally?
I do not smoke marijuana universally.
Whether she smoked it universally or recreationally, her story made no sense. She claims her bumper was already damaged, but it's like she doesn't know that the officer has that bumper as evidence of her shenanigans. So, noticing that the officers aren't buying into her story, she tries to pull out her privilege card again.
I hit a deer.
You see this?
I hit a deer before this. You can ask my dad.
This piece fell off at the traffic light that you hit, that you knocked over.
6-7. Do you have another unit out with you?
Call my dad. He's a sheriff's
Alright,
officer.
hang out.
Despite asking for her sheriff dad 5 times, the officers give her zero attention to this request. Before this sheriff dad shows up, supposedly to help, the officers get closer and closer to the truth.
Did you drive away because you're scared because you maybe had one drink and you think you're drunk?
Yeah.
And you might get arrested, but you don't seem like you're drunk?
Yes.
So you want to just tell the truth?
Yes, I'm telling you the
So when after Applebee's, did you hit a traffic pole? You can't miss it. It lights up. It's red, green, and yellow.
I hit a curb.
You hit a traffic signal.
No, I hit a curb.
Yeah, you went up the curb, you hit the traffic signal fell down, and you
I
left.
was texting. If you just
Okay.
call my dad, he would tell you.
Well,
He's a sheriff's officer,
here's the thing.
I promise
Your dad, the
you.
sheriff's officer, wasn't driving your vehicle for that.
In just a few minutes, her alibi changes from the deer hit to a curb hit, and she confesses to texting while driving. Oh, and she's more intoxicated than usual. Texting while driving, intoxication, and hit and run, all 3 carry some serious prison time. So after a while, she gets to call her dad, John, who then speaks to the officer. With these charges hanging over her head, you'd think the sheriff would sweep them away. But as we said, he doesn't choose to abuse the power her daughter thinks he has.
What's going on? Hey, John, how are you? So your daughter hit a traffic law. Okay. Where's the damage on the car?
Okay, the damage on that on the car there, I think it was like the front right bumper. Can I come out? Are you guys out there?
That's up to you. I'll see if she wants you to come out. If she wants, you to drive her home.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Let me come out there and I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
So while he confirms that she did hit a deer before this incident, he also confirms that the damage was less fatal. So it looks like Teresa isn't getting out of this situation without handcuffs on. 5 minutes later, the dad arrives at the scene to talk with the cops.
What's up? So, what she's saying, and where the damage was and everything, doesn't really make too much sense. So, tried to get some more information out of her, but and then that piece of bumper there. So, for the other one, was it just like the bumper wasn't hanging like that?
Yeah, no, so what it was is basically this was intact.
Okay.
This piece was missing, and the scratches here, that's all from a deer that she who's the officers.
So right now, this is going to be my call.
Okay.
Coming out.
Okay, gotcha.
He's going to be providing all the details.
Okay, who's your supervisor?
John Paul.
Not that dude. I'm just asking.
The officer does get a bit nervous when the dad arrives because he thinks he might be pulling a get-out-of-jail-free card, especially when he asks, "Who is your supervisor?" But that's not the case here. All he's doing is assessing the situation and helping the officers create a timeline of events.
I just want to show you this so you can see it. You home 10:39. What do you think time do you think that initial call came? Because she probably hit it and was like, "Dad, what the fuck do I do?"
Somewhere between 10:45 and 11.
That's about right.
When we're talking to her, she wasn't telling us what she felt.
I mean, lying to she knows better. I'm a cop. She knows. She knows not to do that. Well, maybe she didn't even. Do you think she? I'm not. I'm saying she didn't lie.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to be very clear about that.
Yeah.
But she might not even look at the freaking car to see if there's any difference.
As much help as he is, the sergeant at the scene advises him not to get involved as it creates a conflict of interest. Sure, he is acting helpful right now, but if he participates, he might try to get the charges reduced, charges that she rightfully deserves to get slapped with. Now it's clear that she hit the pole, but one question still remains. How drunk is she?
And everything that happened today, right? I don't think that you were okay to safely operate from the vehicle.
Dad!
So,
Dad!
You got
Dad! Where's my dad?
Oh, your dad's right over here.
You do stop with this shit in the car.
Okay,
You're arrested for DUI. Go ahead.
Have a seat.
Teresa was taken to the station where a BAC test took place and it was recorded at 0.172%, more than double the legal limit. Teresa is still waiting her penalty for now, but has been issued a summons for DUI, reckless driving, and failure to report the accident. John handled the situation perfectly, unlike the next officer, who used everything in his power to put away his crazy ex-girlfriend.
What is wrong with you? I don't need help. I need to get away from you.
On August 21st of 2023, State Trooper Davis filed a petition confining a woman named Michelle, his girlfriend, to a psychiatric hospital. As he confirmed her location to the hospital who was en route to pick her up, he and his off-duty buddies decided to go over and keep her there till they arrived.
What is wrong with you? I don't need help. I need to get away from you. No. This isn't normal. I don't care what anybody says. Can I please stand up?
Before any doctor's assess her, you and I can both agree that she's not demonstrating any psychotic rage or forcefulness. So why would they even accept his appeal? Turns out, she sent some very suggestive and violent text messages about killing herself. So without any context, the hospital just assumed the worst and accepted the petition.
You're absolutely insane. You're insane. And then you paint me to look insane as I'm sitting on the ground with my head slammed into this and that by a cop who called the cops on me.
The context here is that these two entered into a relationship 4 months before this incident, and despite the text suggesting self-harm, Davis was putting himself in more harm by cheating on his wife and kids. Yeah, he's married. So it's possible he just wants her out of the picture so that his little secret stays a secret.
And you call the cops on me for what? For what? Oh, because I'm around a sociopath who says he can do whatever he wants. Women are objects, he can do whatever he wants. I'd be happy to tell them that. I mean, I don't know why you don't like when your truth, I just tell it back to you. I don't know why you don't like that. But this is unacceptable behavior. Totally unacceptable. What the f***? Who does that? You don't give a shit about anything except yourself. And if this is caring, you have a very delusional way of expressing it. Get off of me. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything wrong except disagree with you.
By him saying things like, "I'll paint you as crazy," you can tell who the real psycho is in this situation, especially with the way he's detained her. He was off duty that day, so he had no cuffs to do the job. So he chose to do this leg hold thing and more.
I don't understand. And I can't relax. You just called the cops on me for existing. I didn't like your truth. Jesus, dude. Come on. What the fuck? Why are you treating me like I'm a criminal? I didn't do anything. I just want to be able to stand.
Back and find out where they are.
He's forcing his weight over her to detain her even though she didn't attack, fight, bite, or do anything. For officers, the use of force takes place well after de-escalation by words fails. So now he's violating more codes than he was before.
Can't make up that I assaulted you. I just didn't agree with your truth. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I just left. I don't understand.
Backup finally arrives and admits Michelle to the psychiatric hospital, and what do you know? It was concluded that she displayed no suicidal thoughts. The violent text that you read was just a metaphorical way to express how she felt about their relationship. Davis was later admitted to jail without the possibility of bail and charged with strangulation, unlawful restraint, and official oppression among other charges. So far, we've seen officers misuse, properly use, and abuse their power, but sometimes having the cop power can help you, especially when you experience a violation of your rights.
Daddy, he's arresting me. He's arresting me. Give me your other hand. He's arresting me, Daddy. There's nothing in that vehicle. I promise you. Okay, go ahead. I didn't do anything.
This was the case for Marion Humphrey Jr., the son of retired country judge Marion Humphrey Sr. Marion was caught driving a U-Haul truck recklessly on a highway and dangerously swerving outside his lane. When the officers made the stop, they had no idea they'd be facing a law student.
When did you rent the car? Yesterday. You gotta take it, turn it back in a Fayetteville? Pick it up in Fayetteville? I'm sorry, sir. What's it? I'm trying to figure out that you have probable cause. Yeah, because you're super nervous, so I'm trying to figure out why you're so nervous.
And this is how you know he's a good law student. Immediately, he asked for probable cause, and instead of saying he was caught recklessly driving, he says, "You're super nervous." Being nervous is not a crime, nor is it evident of a crime. But even so, Marion handles the situation in a calm and composed manner. He even calls his dad so that he can hear the interaction, something the officers do not like. So the officer now searches for probable cause, even if it means requiring him to do something illegal.
If I bring a dog, is it gonna hurt anything? No, it's not gonna hurt anything. I promise you. and that's all. And I'm sorry about that. It happens. I know it happens. Honestly, I don't want you to bring a dog because I don't think that's fair to me as a citizen, as someone who, if the only thing I did was kind of like I did not almost wreck my car. If you don't have to bring a dog, just let me look in here real quick and I'll get you down the road. I don't have to bring a dog. I just think that's so invasive of my rights, but you can live in here if you like to.
Instead of panicking about how officers shoot first and how they're violating his rights, he continues to be calm and composed, and he politely refuses to consent to search. But regardless, Marion is placed in handcuffs for an hour while the officers search the vehicle with the dog, something he didn't consent to do.
The dog alerted on narcotics in the vehicle, so I detained him and he's in the back car while I searched the vehicle. No, but he almost did, so that's probably called a stop. Daddy, he's arresting me. He's arresting me. Give me your other hand. He's arresting me, Daddy. There's nothing in that vehicle. I promise you. Okay, go ahead. I didn't do anything.
He claims that the dog alerted the presence of narcotics almost immediately, but it turns out, as they opened the U-Haul truck and searched every inch, they found no drugs whatsoever. Since then, Marion has opened up a lawsuit against the officers for violation of his 4th and 14th Amendment rights, and because his father was on call during the entire stop, he was the first to back everything his son went through in his unlawful traffic stop.